Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on why most people are unmotivated to work in any capacity. So, why are most people reticent about working in any capacity? Why are most people deterred to work in any capacity? Why are most people demotivated to work in any capacity? Why do most people lack the impetus, the drive, the motivation, and the incentive to work in any capacity? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Most people are staunchly keen on not working in any capacity. Most people lack motivation to work in any capacity as a result of being welfare aristocrats. Welfare aristocrats have unlimited money from their handout payments, and they have unlimited benefits from their handout benefits. They're able to receive handout payments for the entirety of their lifetime as long as they maintain their welfare aristocrat status. They're able to receive handout benefits for the entirety of their lifetime as long as they maintain their welfare aristocrat status. Since they are able to perpetually receive handout payments and perpetually receive handout benefits, they are deterred to work in any capacity. They do not want to compromise forfeiting their welfare aristocrat status. They have a grandiose standard of living. They have the utmost, highest standard of living because they have unlimited money in tandem with unlimited benefits. In this controlled market economy, they do not have to work for anything that they receive. All of their wants, needs, and desires can be easily assuaged. In this controlled market economy, people who work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand are eviscerated out of their hard-earned money, and it is remitted to people who refuse to work in any capacity. It is remitted to welfare aristocrats. They reap the fruits of other people's labor, even though the welfare aristocrats do not work in any capacity. On the other hand, people work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand, often work dead-end, dispiriting, agonizing, debilitating, harrowing, brutally wretched, unfulfilling, meaningless jobs for a pittance of a non-subsistence wage that cannot even furnish them with their utmost lowest level basic needs that are relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. In other words, people do not even receive 1/4 of a subsistence wage for attaining their utmost lowest level basic needs, such as their housing needs, if they work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand. That is often the case, because the interests of the employer and employee are diametrically opposed to one another. The employer is always keen on paying the employee the absolute lowest amount of revenue for the absolute maximum amount of time worked. On the other hand, the employee is keen on earning the absolute maximum amount of revenue for the minimum amount of time worked. In an employer market, employees begrudgingly acquiesce to working dead-end, dispiriting, harrowing, agonizing, brutally wretched, ineffably egregious, unfulfilling, meaningless, dead-end jobs just so they have some money for food, even though these dead-end jobs furnish them with a minimum wage, which is not even 1/4 of a subsistence wage for attaining the utmost lowest level basic needs relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. In other words, these real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand do not even allow people to afford to even rent a one-bedroom apartment nor studio apartment. They provide no basis for having any semblance of a future. They just provide ephemeral, fleeting, perishable, short-term relief. Moreover, when you work a real private sector job based on voluntary demand, you are borrowing equity out of your time, life, happiness, dignity, health, and future wealth just for a non-subsistence, infinitesimal, measly minimum wage. That cannot even allow you to attain your utmost lowest level basic needs that are relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. You may be renting a 2-bedroom apartment with 8 other roommates. You may be renting a 1-bedroom apartment with 3 or 4 other roommates. You may be renting a studio apartment with a multitude of roommates. These jobs do not provide any basis for having a prosperous, abundant, auspicious, blissful future if they pay minimum wage or negligibly above minimum wage, especially when you take heed of the fact that the cost of living is amplifying to an unprecedented height, while the standard of living is concomitantly further plunging into the abyss at an accelerated rate. As the cost of living amplifies, the standard of living concomitantly plunges to an unprecedented low because it becomes all the more unaffordable to attain your utmost lowest level basic needs that are relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. Especially since wage increases are negligible and are not on par with increases to the annual inflation rate. So, most people never want to lose their welfare aristocrat status. If they were to attain real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand, then they would need to work for their wants, needs, and desires to be assuaged. In addition, they would have far less purchasing power. As a welfare aristocrat, you have unlimited money from your handout payments that you are slated to receive for a lifetime as long as you maintain your welfare aristocrat status. As a welfare aristocrat, you have unlimited benefits from your handout benefits that you are preordained to receive for a lifetime as long as you maintain your welfare aristocrat status. So, people do not want to forfeit their unlimited money nor their unlimited benefits, especially since the prospect of doing so culminates in them having a much lower standard of living. Welfare aristocrats have the utmost highest standard of living. They receive everything for free. All of their wants, needs, and desires are effortlessly assuaged. On the other hand, if you work a real private sector job based on voluntary demand, you cannot even afford to attain your utmost lowest level basic needs that are relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. You cannot afford to procure your own home, and buying food depletes almost all of your hard-earned money. So, the welfare aristocrats never want to settle for less. They never want to acquiesce to settling for less. When you have unlimited money and unlimited benefits, you can coast through life. You can seamlessly have all your wants, needs, and desires attained without expending any time, energy, nor effort on your end to do so. On the other hand, if you work a real private sector job based on voluntary demand, you are dispossessed of your time, energy, and efforts, and you're borrowing equity out of your time, energy, future, life, happiness, dignity, and of course future wealth, just for a pittance of a non-subsistence, infinitesimal, measly hourly wage that just provides you with fleeting, ephemeral, perishable, short-term relief that cannot even allow you to attain your utmost lowest level basic needs that are relegated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. Welfare aristocrats are able to live luxurious lifestyles. They are able to live grandiose lifestyles. Do you want an affluent lifestyle, or do you want to be chronically impoverished, indigent, destitute, and insurmountably indebted? If you work a real private sector job based on voluntary demand, it is never going to furnish you with enough wealth to be able to discharge your debts. The profits are reserved for the chief executive officer, the other executives, the upper level managers, and the shareholders. The overarching goal of a company is to maximize the wealth of their shareholders and maximize their profits. It's not to maximize the well-being of their employees, even though the employees are the backbone behind the company's success and profitability. They are the metaphorical cogs in the wheel that render the company extraordinarily profitable, sometimes to the tune to which a company can attain a market capitalization of over $1 trillion. Some companies have a market capitalization of over $1 trillion. So I hope that you deem this video to be insightful and enthralling, as well as engrossing, captivating, and informative. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.